Greetings fellow rectangle enjoyers, my name is Jordan and today I'm going to be molding about Frankenswitches. For those who don't know, Frankenswitching is the process of buying multiple different types of switches and combining their parts to form something new, like a Megazord. While this practice is exciting as you're exploring all these new frontiers, it is A, really f***ing time consuming, and B, really f***ing expensive. If you've ever lubed switches for a TKL, I'm sure you didn't finish up and then tell yourself, oh wow, that went by so fast, I wish I had more switches to take apart. Just doesn't happen. So normally, when you get into this hobby, you gotta buy some switches, complete switches. You may lube them, but there's no chemistry going on here. What you get is what you get, and you're not trying to smash atoms together to see what sticks. Since there's about 4,000 switches on the market now, you got some homework to do. And no, I do not mean posting in every single keyboard streamer's chat asking what the best switch is. What you do is you read some Theremin Go. You read some of the ancient texts on Geek Hack. You watch a 10-minute long video of a guy pretending to be a dog slapping the same key over and over. Oh my god, we're all psychopaths. But anyway, once you have your PhD in switchology, you make a choice. And then 2 months later, you get bored and do it again and again and again until you've exhausted all of the popular options. We're never content, are we? This was me last week. Only in this moment of desperation should you ever consider the idea of Frankenswitching. The reason why I even consider this is because I've been neglecting my poor Maha. Maja? Maha? Maja. This is a beautiful collaboration between Vulcan and KBD fans, and right now it sleeps away in its case, doing nothing but being an exorbitantly expensive paperweight. Little backstory, I'm a tactile enjoyer through and through. I don't even consider linears unless I'm looking to bottom frag in Valorant and get lit up by 12-year-olds over voice chat.
Oh my god,
I want
shut
AIDS.
up, please stop.
You said ask for AIDS and you shall receive.
So when I built this board last year, I went with a tried and true Boba U4T. I was young, lusting after that deep thought. And to boot, I even had it on a forged carbon fiber plate to bring out the volume of the switches. Here's a quick sound test. Any sane person can only listen to this for so long before they go full Reservoir Dogs and cut their own ears off. As such, I began looking into ways in which I could save some moolah and make the switches a little quieter. Aside from switching from a carbon fiber plate to FR4, I also wanted to move the stems from my old drop Holy Pandas into my Boba U4T housings. The Holy Boba, shorter pole, less stocky bottom out. The logic checks out. So far, $0 spent and not much time as my Boba housings were already lubed and filmed. It's perfect. I do a little Googling around to see what's what on the Holy Bobas, sound tests, first-hand accounts, comparisons, etc. Then I notice a post from Kerbal stating I can use Boba Gum bottom housings in the Holy Boba to reduce the tactility by about 10%. This is because it's got a different leaf shape. I foolishly think to myself, you know what, maybe I would like something a little less tactile. And of course, being the degenerate I am, I have 50 completely unused Boba Gums sitting in my treasure trove. I'm like Smog, a filthy switch hoarder. But as the shame passes, I take apart a Boba Gum and complete the process. Boba U4T top, 62 gram spring with 105 oil, desk key switch film, Holy Panda stem, Boba Gum bottom housing. I immediately nut. It's perfect. The slight reduction in tactility with such a pleasing bottom out sound had me feeling woozy. I look at the clock. It's 2 a.m., but I've never felt more alive. However, I am now faced with two problems. I only have 50 Boba Gums, whilst the Maha While the Maha requires 68 switches, I would then need to lube 68 more bottom housings too. I went from looking into doing a simple stem swap and spending $0 into considering spending $60 on new lube, switches, and shipping, which is ridiculous in Canada, might I add, to turn a hyper-tactile into a very tactile switch. Ladies and gentlemen, the rabbit hole is deep, it is dark, it is time-consuming, and it is expensive. Which is why, in a moment of clarity, I obviously went through with it.